I need to tell you something that completely changed my life. A miracle so great that it could only have come from the hands of God. Sometimes we live without realizing how much we are in need of a divine touch until we find ourselves in a situation where all seems lost. It was like that with me. It all started unexpectedly. I was living my routine like anyone else, busy with everyday affairs, without imagining that, inside me, something very serious was happening. It was at a routine appointment, just to check on some pain I had been feeling for some time, that I received the news that no one wants to hear. The diagnosis came as a punch to the stomach. I had a serious illness, something the doctors said could change my life forever. At first, my mind went into denial. How could this be happening to me? Why now? I didn't know what to do. I just cried, trying to find an explanation. But the answers weren't coming. It was as if a huge weight had fallen on me, and I didn't know if I would have the strength to carry it. As the days went by, things started to get even more difficult. Intense treatments, physical pain, and an emotional burnout that seemed to consume me at every moment. As much as the people around me tried to encourage me, there were times when I felt completely alone. It was just me and that eerie silence that came in the middle of the night. It was then that I decided to do something that I had not done for a long time. I knelt down and talked to God. It was not a beautiful prayer or full of rehearsed words. It was an outburst. I cried before Him as a child would cry on a parent's lap. I told Him that I was scared, that I didn't know what else to do, and that I needed help. I asked for a miracle. At that moment, something began to change inside me. It wasn't as if everything had settled all at once, but I felt a peace I hadn't felt in a long time. It was as if God was telling me that He was there with me, that I was not alone in that struggle. The days that followed were difficult but different. I began to notice small signs. Things that had previously gone unnoticed began to have a special meaning. The words of a friend, an unexpected hug. Even the sunrise seemed a reminder that God was taking care of everything. Then came the moment when the miracle happened. I was in the hospital, performing another routine checkup. The doctors wanted to check the progress of the treatment. To be honest, I was scared. Part of me wanted to believe that things could get better, but another part still carried the weight of doubt. When the result came out, the doctors could not believe what they were seeing. What once seemed uncontrollable, which defied all medicine, was gone. My illness just wasn't there anymore. They reviewed the exam several times, but there was no mistake. I was healed. In that moment, I knew it wasn't just a medical result. It was God's hand at work in my life. Not only did He hear my prayer, He answered it in a way I could never have imagined. I cried, but this time it was for joy. That weight I carried in my chest was replaced by a gratitude so great that I couldn't contain it. All I wanted to do was thank you. Thank you for every second of life, for every person who has been by my side, and, above all, for God never abandoning me, even in the moments when I thought I was alone. After that day, my life was never the same. It was not just a physical healing, but something much bigger. God has shown me how powerful He is, how much He loves us, and how much He is always ready to act in our lives if only we trust Him. Today, I share this story because I want you to know that miracles do exist. That God is listening to you, even if sometimes it seems like He isn't. He is taking care of every detail, even when all seems lost. If you are facing a struggle, whatever it may be, I want you to know that you are not alone. God is there with you, ready to carry the weight you can no longer bear. Trust Him. Surrender your pains, your fears, and your doubts, and allow Him to do the impossible in your life. What happened to me was a miracle. But I believe that miracles are within the reach of everyone who trusts in God. He is the same yesterday, today, and always. If He did it for me, He can do it for you too. Just believe it.